Hello, my lovely witches out there. This is Witsy Witch, and welcome back to my channel. November is already here, and we can feel winter in the air. Did you know that the change of season is the best time when you can practice and improve upon your witchy skills? In today's video, we will talk about a very important time in the month of November when you can do your witchy practices. Also, in this video, I will share with you some tips which you can incorporate into your practice as well. Take it as an inspiration to improve over your witchy practices. So, let's start today's video. First of all, we will talk about the 10th of November, which is regarded as the Halloween's Day by many. While the 31st of October is celebrated as Halloween's Day all over the world, actually, by many old folks, the 10th of November was regarded as the actual day of Halloween, and it is still in practice by many ancient pagan believers and followers. Now, the zodiac sign of the 10th of November is Libra, so it's a great time to engage in practices to restore balance in your life. So, all those magic practices which are aimed at balancing out the yin and yang of your life or the masculine and feminine aspect in your life should be undertaken at around this time. This apart, it's also a great time to connect with the spirits of the dead, just like on 31st of October. Now, there are various means of connecting with the spirits of the dead, like the Ouija board and stuff. However, I would say that connect with those spirits with which you have at least some level of familiarity, especially when you are a beginner. The familiar spirit for you can be that of your ancestors, whom you can consider honoring at this time. You can also seek guidance from them if, particularly, you feel stuck in any aspect of your life. One way to connect with your ancestors is to keep a portrait of theirs and light a candle in front of it. Whether you are doing it in the day or at night doesn't matter. Do it at any time you feel most comfortable. Thereafter, try asking your questions and see whatever guidance you are receiving. There is no fixed method or tool that you are supposed to be using in this case. Around the 10th and 11th of November, a lot of spirits find themselves wandering here and there because the veins between the realms of the living and the dead is very thin. Consider hanging lights on your doorways and your windows in order to guide these lost wandering spirits. It is possible that, as gratitude, they may leave behind certain gifts in the form of divination abilities or some secret messages which are meant just for you in order to guide you as well in your life. To enhance the potency of this particular gesture from your side, also consider leaving behind sweet treats on your doorways and windows. But remember that at night time, keep them closed. Please do not be over curious to find out how they would be consuming it or if at all anybody would be consuming it or not, because you don't necessarily want to have an attachment built up with you. Because trust me as I say this, at times these attachments are very hard to remove. The next morning, if you find your sweet treats, cupcakes, whatever you put in, is pretty much right there in their spot, consider feeding them to the birds outside. This year, the festival of Dhanteras also falls on the 10th of November. During Dhanteras, it's been customary in Indian culture to worship Lord Kuber, who can be basically understood to be a nature spirit who is associated with wealth. So basically, you can say that Kuber is someone who is the guardian of hidden treasures, which are either hidden underneath the earth or somewhere in the mountains. It is understood that one who worships Kuber is likely to be blessed by him to find all of those wealth. Now, even in other cultures, it has been found that worship of nature spirits is associated with finding of hidden treasure or accumulating wealth and abundance in one's life. So even you can give it a shot. Why not just summon the nature spirits, thank them by just placing some sweet treats for them out of your door or window or somewhere inside your home by building a specific altar for them, and just say that you're grateful for all the wealth and abundance that you already have in your life. And you pray whatever is in your mind and whatever wishes you have. And let's see the magic unfolding. Now, although green is the color which is associated with wealth, I personally make use of yellow color while summoning nature spirits for wealth purposes. You can even give that a try by using yellow colored candles or yellow colored sweets. Or maybe you can just decorate your altar in the color yellow. Now let's move on to the next day, that is the 11th of November. Well, first of all, you can see that it is the 1111 portal. So it's the 11th of the 11th month of the year. So at 11:11 a.m. or 11:11 p.m., that is either at 11:11 during the day or 11:11 during the night, you can simply sit down and think about whatever you want to manifest. I would recommend that on that particular day, why not you take some time to clear out all the clutter of your space, and then with a very clear mind, setting a very clear intention about every single thing that you want to manifest in your life. You can either consider writing them down or simply just thinking about your wishes, visualizing them in the best possible way, or perhaps listening to some music which is in tune with whatever wish you have in mind. All right, so now let's move on. Another thing that you can do on the 11th of November is lighting 14 lamps across your houses. And remember, do not forget your basement or your storerooms, okay? Light literally every single corner of your house, but make use of the number 14. If it is more than 14, there's no problem with that, but it should not be less than 14, okay? And also, you can try consuming 14 kinds of leafy vegetables. Now, if at all leafy vegetables are not available in your area, then you can substitute that with any other kind of veggies, but make sure that your platter has got 14 items in it. Scholars on the subject say that the number 14 is a very powerful number mathematically and also spiritually. So, in the spiritual realm, it is said that this number is associated with the higher powers of the angel, and it also, in a way, represents change. You can see that the sum of the numbers 14 is 4 and 1, that is 5, which always represents some sort of change. While in tarot reading, sometimes we do interpret like the number 5 with some sort of failure or conflict in life. Here, in this case, when you light 14 lamps, it means that you are inviting the change in your life. Somehow, you're inviting new energies in your life, which are necessary for you to either start a new chapter or be victorious over your existing chapters of life. For all my mystic souls who ever connect with dark goddesses, then finally on the 12th of November, we have Kali Puja. So, on that particular day, a lot of people across various parts of India and also worldwide would be worshipping Goddess Kali. Particularly in Bengal, there would be a lot of festivals, lot of rituals dedicated to her. It is indeed a very special day if you want to start working with her. Maybe try out some of her mantras. Maybe even if you cannot chant those, you can consider listening to those and try to connect with her energies. Now, in the month of November, we have the new moon in the sign of Scorpio. So, whenever we have moon, especially new moon in this particular sign, the likely impact on a lot of human beings would be that their sensitivities would be heightened. Suddenly, they would be extremely curious, extremely passionate about certain subject matters. Maybe at this time, suddenly you would feel a surge within yourself to learn about occult, mysticism, and not just on a surface level, also about the dark subjects of it. Perhaps some of you may also be inclined to learn about devils and different kind of satanic practices. Or perhaps some of you might also want to learn about everything that's there about all of those goddesses who are deemed to be like the dark goddesses. Or perhaps you want to learn about different kind of spirits who are warned to be very dangerous. So use this time wisely and learn a lot more about occult sciences. I would not recommend practicing anything before you actually have an in depth knowledge about all of that area that you're going to put into practice. And if at all you are considering practicing any kind of things which are deemed to be dark or dangerous, at least have an expert in that subject who can guide you. And just in case something goes wrong, they can help you with it. Like, for instance, if you're practicing something related to necromancy, then having someone who is an expert in it can help you clean your space and just stop any kind of spirit haunting you after your practice has been completed. Okay? On a subtle level, 13th of November is actually a good time to learn about new tarot decks or new oracle decks. It is also a good time to go over your astrological charts once again, or perhaps just to try and implement new spells. So, my dear mystic souls, that's all I have for you today in this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video and I could share some valuable insights about all the days where you can actually put witchcraft practices and improve yourself upon this form of life. I will see you again with more such videos. Until then, to take care and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Now, just in case you want to have a personal reading with me, I have started offering them once again. So you can contact me in the link given in the description box. And if you would love me to talk about more such topics, then you are also free to comment below in the comment section about what would you love to hear next. I would be happy to share my knowledge with you, whatever I know. And just in case I do not know something, I would be happy to learn about that in order to share with my dear, lovely mystic souls. So that's all for now, and see you again.